stay connected, and you get to see each other and visit with each other, and you had that camaraderie throughout the summer, quite often the girls will, continue on. But if they have that break, that disconnect, then sometimes we lose our girls. And clearly, the summer months are the best times to get them outdoors and active. So this is one of those topics that the Member Advisory Committee had a lot of support for as we were planning our year. If any of you have topics that you would like us to consider for a leader chat for next year, we certainly hope that you would provide that information to us. And we do have a couple of openings on the Member Advisory Committee. So if anyone is interested in joining our committee and helping us to link the board with grassroots members, we certainly would appreciate that. We're especially looking for girls 14 to 18 that might be interested in also becoming members of the MAC. So with that, I'll thank everyone for joining us this evening and look forward to a great discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barb. So just to get us started, here's a little bit of what we'll be covering tonight. Mainly what we'll be focusing on is just keeping girls involved over the summer, why it's important to keep them involved. This kind of feeds into our Girl Scouting retention study that was done by Girl Scouts USA. We have some different ideas for ways to keep your girls involved. Camp is a big one, as always, as part of the Girl Scout experience. And at the end, we would love to hear your ideas and your feedback, that maybe things you've done with your troop, other ideas that you may have. And as Katie mentioned, all throughout, if you have questions, you can go ahead and either type them in the chat box or write them down and ask them at the end. We'll have kind of a question-answer discussion portion.
Okay, so I will get right into why it's important. Our Girl Scout experience, of course, doesn't have to stop when the school year ends. In fact, some of the best adventures, as Barb mentioned, can happen for girls right over the summer. So staying connected with your troop is a great way to retain girls and keep them actively engaged in their communities all summer. Research also shows that children of all ages experience learning losses over the summer when they don't engage in educational activities. They are also more at risk for weight gain more rapidly when out of school than in school. And lastly, parents often struggle to find productive things for their children to participate in over the summer. So it's really great that girls have Girl Scouts. It's a fun way to keep girls engaged, their brains stimulated, and increase physical activity over the summer, as most troops are going to be involved in outdoor activities, cooperative learning, teamwork, critical thinking, from trips to museums and outdoor places, many activities that girls can engage in over the summer. And of course, it's also a great way to add new girls that may not have been able to join a troop during the school year. They have more time on their hands, and so this is a great way to introduce new girls into Girl Scouts. Research shows that girls who are actively engaged in Girl Scouts for longer periods of time have higher retention than those who don't. So the longer that they are engaged, the greater her future success. And this is what we want for all girls, of course. This diagram was taken directly from our Girl Scout Research Institute from Girl Scouts of the USA. And there's research that shows women who were in Girl Scouts for 3 years or more have increasingly positive life outcomes compared to women who were not Girl Scouts. So girls who stay in Girl Scouting longer have more success as an adult. Girls who have a well-rounded experience, girls that are able to have kind of a year-long experience, they're able to attend camp, have travel experiences, and the ones who or all the opportunities will stay longer. So Girl Scouts provides this opportunity for girls to have fun, make friends, create these lasting memories, and then they stay longer when they're able to do these things. So we have compiled a list of ways to keep girls engaged, and we asked our area managers at our last area managers meeting just to give us some feedback on some of the things that troops were doing in the areas over the summer to keep girls engaged. And this is the list that we came up with. These are all great ideas, but we would love to have even more. So as we are going through some of these ideas, if you think of anything, you can feel free to add them to our chat box, because later on we are going to ask for ideas. So getting started right away with spring renewal is one of the best ways to engage girls over the summer. If girls and adults who renew by May the 27th, which is tomorrow, they will receive their free event at camp, a free T-shirt, and a patch. And all these things are just a great way for girls to have something to look forward to. They have that commitment. They know that this is what they're going to be doing in the fall, and they also can get a head start on their summer activity, with camp being one of them. Some of the field trip ideas that we compiled were some field trips to local libraries and museums. A lot of times those field trips are usually free, and it's usually local, so it doesn't involve a whole lot of planning or an expense. Some local farm visits or visits to a nature center, doing some trips to the local park, visiting some hiking trails, and then other fun events like sporting events and skating, and all those things were pretty popular too among the activities for field trips. We also have parades, fairs, and festivals. So this is a time of year where a lot of communities will come together around, either a holiday or some kind of art fair. I know that those are kind of popular in some of the regions, and girls are able to be visible in the community, feel a part of the community. We have resources available to troops that are going to be out at parades and fairs, giveaways that they can hand out, and things that they can post to create some visibility, as well as attract more girls to join Girl Scouts as well. Community service is also a big part of what girls can engage in over the summer. Some of the ideas were just planting some flowers at a local park or at the school. We still have Hometown Heroes, which is a way for troops to rally around a hometown hero and be able to have cookies donated to their hometown hero. So that's available, as well as some of the leadership awards. Older girls especially have lots of opportunities to progress into the leadership awards. So whether they are earning their Leader in Action or their community service bars, just by helping another troop, or their service to Girl Scouting bar, if they are able to provide 20 hours of service to Girl Scouts. There's also other community service activities, such as nursing home visits and different projects that girls can get involved in over the summer that they may not have had a chance to get to in the fall. We also have journeys and series. Some troops just really love the whole idea of doing a journey in a weekend where they have that time designated over the summer to finish their journey, either at camp or, over to, the library or a local area that they want to complete their journey. We have resources for the Barbie I Can Be program, which is for daisies and brownies, and it's based around career education, and the girls can earn a Barbie patch for that. And then new this summer, we have an organized book club around a book called The Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days. So that's going to be a council-wide book club, and it's for girls who are at the junior level and above, and the author will actually be in the Ypsilanti Regional Center store for book signing on July the 8th. So we're going to have discussion questions available, and all of those resources will be coming out soon. But in the meantime, if you have troops that are interested in doing that, then they can save the date for July the 8th. And if you have, any questions about any of the awards or journeys or anything, you can contact your membership specialist, of course, or the program specialist in your region for more information. We do want to highlight 2 other badge opportunities. These are our own council-created badge opportunities, and one of them is called Summer in Action and Discover Michigan. So the Summer in Action is based around completing 5 or more summer-themed activities for the troop or the individual girl. And then Discover Michigan is all about, of course, Discover Michigan. So the patch that I have listed on the slide is for the junior level. So the patch, as the requirements progress for older girls, the patch gets a little bit fancier, but this is the junior one. The younger level was a little bit similar, but I think it was missing like maybe the bird or something like that. So as they can actually do these activities from year to year and have a different type of patch that they can earn for that. We also had play dates listed because we thought that an informal way for girls to get together would work just as well as anything that's organized, because girls of all ages can get together and kind of create their own experiences. So if they're able to get together maybe at a playground or at the park with very little organization from an adult, girls could still have some quality time together, and you don't have to plan a whole lot or spend a whole lot of money just to make that happen.
So traveling over the summer is a great way to keep your troop involved. With more free time and more planning time, there are a lot of cool opportunities, especially around Michigan, that you can do. And it really feeds into the progression that we see in Girl Scouts, where maybe the younger girls could just do a day trip to the beach, where the older girls could plan a trip overnight or out of state, or even for maybe the oldest girls, going out of the country to one of our world centers. So there's a lot of different opportunities. The Girl Scouts USA site listed on the bottom here has a lot of cool getaway trips that they plan and organize, and they're a lot of fun. So I suggest that you all check them out. I was looking at them earlier, and I want to go to all of them. But yeah, really cool opportunities and just a lot of stuff that they can do. We have different types of trips listed on here, everything from the day trip to an international trip, and kind of different examples that we have. We also have resources for traveling on our website that's also listed at the end here. It has different documents, things like that. Some of the lower key trips have less requirements than the high adventure activities or the international travel. So if that's a possibility for you and your troop, you can talk to your membership specialist, see what's required. But it's a really fun way to keep girls involved and give them something to look forward to for the next year. Camp, of course, being Girl Scouts is a great part of the summer. We were just out at camp last week and we had a blast. I know I caught some fish and I had a lot of fun. And so it's a great way for girls to get out, get outside, meet new girls. They can go on their own. They can go with their troop. It can be anything from a day camp to a family camp, or some areas even go as a group. Family camps are something that we would also like to highlight. We have a mom and me camp and a dad and daughter camp. And these are great weekend trips for families where maybe, you know, the girl and her mom have spent a lot of time together, but she can go fishing or boating with her dad, learn, you know, some things that might get her out of the box as well. And cookies. We are continuing cookies through the summer. Girls can sell through August 1st to get 80 cents a box. They can do that on their own. They can do it with troops. And there's a lot of really great cookie booth opportunities over the summer. Like Stephanie mentioned earlier, art festivals, farmers markets, parades, all great opportunities for girls to get out in their community, and it's a great way to fund all of the fun activities that we've talked about. And it's extra fun if, you know, maybe they want to get a cooler and get some Thin Mints, put them on ice. Everybody loves Thin Mints in the summer. And we just have an example here. Girls can pay for a week of day camp just starting at 244 boxes. So if they're selling all through the summer, that's definitely a doable goal. And you can still rope in new girls who maybe weren't able to sell cookies in the spring, that they can continue selling over the summer. And everything over the summer can still be a memorable Girl Scout experience. As Stephanie said, the Girl Scout year doesn't just end when school ends. It can go all through the summer. They can continue with a bunch of really great activities on their own, with their troops, with their families, and with their friends that can really enhance their Girl Scout experience. Here's some of the resources that we talked about. We just have our website. We have just about everything on there, our Facebook as well. We're posting fun activities, things like that. The trip and travel forms are part of our volunteer resources page. We also have our Girl Scout camp website, the Getaways website that I mentioned, the Barbie I Can Be program that Stephanie mentioned, and some Journeys resources. So these will be posted as well. And that about wraps up what we have. We would love to hear how you guys keep your girls engaged over the summer, any cool things that you've done, also anything in your community that you might think is a good way to get involved.
So, Sam, do you want me to unmute people, like one by one, or do you want them to put it in the chat box?
You know, whatever works best. If we are able to unmute and people can voice their questions as well or ideas.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and start with Chris Cooney. So Chris, I'm going to unmute you, and if you could talk a little bit about what you'll be doing this summer, or if you learned any new ideas.
We are actually using our cookie rewards to go to Chicago in August. We had tried to fit it in this month, and it just was too crazy. So we kind of decided to push it out till August after everyone's vacations, and the girls could then work on planning over the summer. I thought that'd be a good way to kind of keep them going through the summer to have planning meetings, and then hopefully motivate them to sell more cookies next year because they see what they can do with the money. So that's our plan.
Very cool. What do the girls want to do in Chicago?
Well, I was told about there's a Discover Chicago badge that has, I don't know, like 20 things, like research the architecture, find out what zoos there are, you know, what old buildings, what sport teams, all that. So they all divvied up the different portions of that badge, and then they're coming back for our last meeting next week, and they're all going to kind of present out what they learned, and then the girls are going to vote on what they want to do. So cool. We'll see how that goes, but that's the plan.
And what level are your girls?
We have cadets, 6th graders. So they've never done anything. We've done camps, but you know, they've never done anything this big before. So they're pretty excited. So we'll see. I don't know how much, you know, how well they'll be able to plan out, you know.
Sorry, I muted you.
Okay. No, so we're going to, you know, try and let them, you know, figure out as a group what they want to do, and then have a couple months to, you know, buy tickets, make reservations, whatever. So.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
I'm going to, did you have any questions for Sam or Stephanie?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to move on then to Julie. Julie, did you, what are you doing this summer?
Well, our troop's new. And most of the girls are first-year Girl Scouts, although we do have a couple that are returning. And we have a combined troop, so we have Daisy, Brownie, and juniors. So a couple of things we had talked about doing, because most of them have never been to camp unless it was like with school. We're just going to do an overnight at a local campground, so the parents can come get them if they get too afraid, because we have some that don't like going away from mom and dad. So we're just going to do something local. And we were also going to go do a sleepover at the zoo and learn all the stuff there and earn that patch. And we're going to try to do meetings through the summer. We meet once a week right now, but we're looking at maybe once every other week or every third week. We're discussing that at our parent meeting tomorrow. But we're letting the girls decide what they wanted to do, and they did very well with the cookies, so we're using the money for that to do all these trips, so there's no money out of the parents' pocket.
Cool. Did you have any questions for Sam or Stephanie?
Well, I don't know if it's the right place to ask these, but I'm going to. Because the program goes through the summer, when do we do our bridging ceremonies? Do we do it at the end of the school year or when they come back next year?
Most troops will do their bridging at the end of the year. But obviously, if you're going to be continuing throughout the whole summer, and if you want to wait till the very beginning of the fall, you can. There's no like right or wrong way when you're having your ceremony, so it's totally up to the leader. But I will say that most troops do have their bridging right toward the end of the school year, and the girls start immediately doing their, so if they're bridging to juniors, they'll get their junior uniform and start putting whatever they earn on their junior uniform over the summer.
Okay. I've got two more. The council's own patches. Can I just go down to the council office to find out what the requirements are to get those, or is it on a website somewhere?
Yes, you can go to what region are you in? You should be able to go to any of the regional centers in the store. They all have the patches, and they should be able to also give you a copy of all of the requirements. If you wanted to just email your membership specialist, she could email you the requirements as well.
Okay. And the last one I have, I've had a couple of girls that have already renewed, so they're eligible for the camp and all that. And they have a couple of them have put their time in, but one of them put the wrong one in, so she's not going with the rest of the troop. How can I change that?
So if you have a reservation and you want to change it, I would email programreg@gshom.org and see if you can get her time or date switched.
Okay, yeah, it's just the time. She's got the right date but the wrong time, so she's going to be there before everybody else.
Right. So you should just send them an email, and they can get that change. Hopefully, get that change for you if it's not filled or anything.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Julie. All right, we're going to move on to Deborah Garcia-Wagner. So what's your troop doing this summer?
Yes. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we actually don't have any plans. Okay, good. We don't have any plans, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to listen in on this chat, because we have our last meeting coming up, and I wanted to offer opportunities. And so it was really helpful to hear the different things that were going on, or different possibilities. So we have cadets, and I'm thinking some movie time would be something they would all be interested in. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to try and engage them during the summer.
Great. Well, I'm glad you got some ideas. Do you have any further questions for Sam or Stephanie?
No, the questions that were asked were the questions that I had, so that worked out great.
Cool. All right, let's move on, and the last one is Amy. Go ahead, Amy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My trip's going to Chicago in August as well. I was looking forward to hearing more of like the everyday type of thing, like the movies in the park and those kinds of things. So that was good to hear. But yeah, the rest of the questions were similar to what I had as well.
Okay. Well, what a coincidence. We have two troops going to Chicago in August. That must be the thing to do. Cool. All right. Well, if there's no final questions, then we're going to sign off.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.